Are you looking for a cool gift for your grandchildren that will not get broken? Fall victim to being a fad gift? Of course you are. Be the coolest grandpa ever. Narrate a children's ebook in your own voice and send it to your grandchild. They will be able to read along on their tablet or mobile device as the story comes to life with the sound of your own voice. Recording a book on makemementos.com allows you to create a truly personalized gift. By recording a specially chosen book for your grandchild, you can create something that will last a lifetime. Anytime they want to hear your voice, all the grandchildren need to do is play back the recording. Take it from me, creating a recorded book on Make Mementos is super easy. You simply select the book you want to record, and then start recording your voice reading the book to your grandchild. Best of all, you can start out the book by recording a short 30-second video introduction. This is a fun way to say hello before you start reading your book. If you mess up recording one of the pages, don't worry about it. You can always re-record a page until you're satisfied. It only takes a few minutes to record, but you're creating a memory that will last a lifetime. Best of all, your recording can be passed down and shared with future generations. To start the process of recording your own family keepsake, go to makemementos.com/pages/thecoolgrandpa and get started today. If you missed the link, I will have it posted in the show notes and in the affiliate section of my website.
Do you also find it difficult to build up a meaningful relationship with your grandchildren at a distance? As a long-distance aunt to a 2-year-old in Australia, I wanted to create solutions for the millions of family members who cannot be physically together all the time. This is why I created Peekabond, an app that helps you to connect with young children at a distance. The app works with the following 3 steps. First, we give playful activities suggestions that are based on your child's development stage. These suggestions are science-based and gamified. Secondly, you can create a private family circle. And finally, we'll let you send videos back and forth so you don't have to be live at the same time, and save them in one spot for your grandchild to watch. We've got over 120 content suggestions. You can build a love bank for your grandchildren. And if you go to the Cool Grandpa website and look for the affiliate links, sign up for a newsletter with a lot of inspiring content, or you can try the app for free.
Hello and welcome to the Cool Grandpa Podcast. This is your host Greg Payne coming at you from Studio 12. This podcast is about being the best possible grandpa you can be, focusing on what it is to be a grandpa and how we can all share that experience together for our grandchildren. Welcome in. I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving weekend. If you are here in the United States, and if you are outside of the United States, I hope you're having an awesome weekend as well. I'm going to speak about gratitude, and I'm going to try to keep this, conversation short because it is a holiday weekend for us. But I do want to talk a little bit about how we as grandfathers can help install a spirit and an attitude of gratitude with our grandchildren. I'm going to borrow really heavily from a talk that my wife gave at our church about gratitude. This conversation is really to be able to talk about how do we install a spirit of gratitude in grandchildren at different stages. And these are just some helpful tips and tricks and hints and some things that I've seen other people doing and some things that I've been doing myself. As we get started, I want to define gratitude a little bit, is that gratitude is more than just a thank you. It's recognizing the good and acknowledging it, that, it wasn't you who caused the thing. So gratitude is something that somebody does or an experience that you don't have any control over and that you couldn't have done for yourself. In that light, what I'd like to do is talk about how do we help the very little ones, the youngest grandchildren, start to think about gratitude and start to think about the experiences that they have and being able to look for that in their lives. So my suggestion is, and what I've talked to other people about, is when, you've got really young grandchildren, is ask them the questions about what made you happy today. Because they know at a younger age what happy, sad is, what angry, joyful is. They know the emotions around that. And so I think happy and asking them, what made you happy today, is a good first step. And it's something that you can do when you're taking them for an ice cream or you're taking them on a drive to go somewhere. You can have that conversation. Just ask them, hey, what made you happy today? And if you wanted to, you could start out with even like, hey, 2 things that made you happy today. And it just gets their minds starting to look for the things that made them happy. Now, with all these examples that I'm going to give you, the thing is with this is you've got to be consistent with it. So when they, meet up with grandpa, when they see you, that you have times where they know that they can start to be expected that grandpa's going to ask me a question about being happy or being thankful or being grateful. The little ones, you just ask them, what are you happy for? What made you happy today? And this is a great way too to be able to take little notes, mentally or physically. Take some notes about what brings them joy, and that you can then ask them about those questions again at another time. When they get a little bit older, I'm going to say probably right around 8, 9, 10 years old, you can start that conversation and shift it a little bit to what are you thankful for? Because as the kids get older, their minds are going to be able to start to handle abstract concepts. So you move from the really little ones, from what made you happy, into what are you thankful for with the slightly older ones. And you do this because you're helping to expand the ideas of and these concepts that you have for what is giving thanks and being thankful. This also makes them start to think about other people. What has somebody else done for you that you are thankful for? So when it's happy, it's definitely very emotional based, meaning somebody got an ice cream, somebody got a piece of candy, somebody had extra time with a toy, whatever that is. When you start to shift them into being thankful, they now have to start thinking about what did somebody else do for them that they are thankful for. And then I would say probably early mid-teens, you start to shift to asking the question, what are you grateful for? And if you have to explain what the difference between gratitude and thankfulness is, that's a great conversation to have, over a piece of pie or, on a drive. Something along those lines where it's really an opportunity for you to help them understand what this new concept, what gratitude is really all about. Because they will surely have heard the word before, but they may not really understand it. Now, with all of what I'm talking about here is that it's important that you also talk with the parents to make sure that you guys are aligned, because the parents may even be starting to do things along the lines of like, hey, what are we thankful for today? What are we doing? What are 3 good things? What's going on? And it would be great for you to piggyback on what they're doing. One, it helps with the consistency that the grandchildren are hearing the same types of questions from parents and grandparents. And then the other thing too is it makes sure that you're in alignment with your adult children to make sure that, not that stepping out of bounds with asking a kid, what are you grateful for or what makes you happy is that big of a deal. But it helps keep you in alignment. Like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm doing this when we go out or when they come over and we're having dinner together. I'm asking them about what makes them happy, what makes them excited, and what are they grateful for. So a couple of things about being grateful. And, this is where we get into the benefits. People that are grateful average 20% more in their giving of time and resources. With health, grateful people will have 10% fewer stress-related illnesses, be more physically fit, and have a blood pressure that's lower by about 12%. And so these are great examples of why having a grateful mindset, going back and being able to review the good things that are happening in your daily life is so important. The other thing too that I like to bring up is that, having this attitude and being able to do a check on being grateful, it really does, in my opinion, create a bit of a fire block, or a fire break, I should say. For those that don't know, a fire break is a physical obstacle that prevents the spread of fire. Having this mindset and this being able to check in with what are you grateful for can really help to break that negative mindset pattern. And, whether it's depression or anger or any of these other things, being able to sit down and then focus on what it is to be grateful can really, really help turn around somebody's day, or at least be able to keep that day from, getting worse. And I think it's really important when we definitely see grandchildren that are having a bad day, when it's appropriate to step in and just remind them and ask them again, hey, what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for? What makes you happy? As a way to throw up that fire break with all the negativity that might be going on in their lives. Timing is what's really important here. Remember, start this idea and start this practice of helping your grandchildren identify when they're really young, what are you happy for? Identify when they're a little bit older, what are you thankful for? And then when they start to hit their teenage years, what are you grateful for? And figure out what that routine is going to be. So when you're talking to them, and it may not be every single time, but when you talk with your grandchildren, they know that this is coming. And so that they start thinking ahead of time about what makes them happy, what makes them have a spirit of gratitude. Now, I'm going to keep this real short, and I want to let everybody get back to their holiday and enjoying the weekend. But I did want to share a song with you. It's called the Thanksgiving Song by Ben Rector. Now, I don't have any rights to this, but this is just a really fun song about Thanksgiving, and there's really not a lot of Thanksgiving songs out there. So I hope you enjoy this, and until next time, remember to stay cool.
Familiar highways lined with leaves turn brown, making my way back into my hometown. Funny how this all looks different, but it feels the same. Like how life never stops changing, but some things never change. So fill your plate and fill your drink, and fill this house with family, the kind of love that all these years can't wash away. Cause the older that I get, I see that life is short and bittersweet. Thank God for this Thanksgiving Day. Watching football, watching families grow. The old kids' table all have kids of their own. Starting to see my grandfather in my nephew's eyes. Mom still can't talk about him, and I'd almost cry. So fill your plate and fill your drink, and fill this house with family, the kind of love 1,000 miles can't wash away. Cause the older that I get, I see that life is short and bittersweet. Thank God for this Thanksgiving Day. So fill your plate and fill your drink, put your dishes in the kitchen sink and let the leftover year just wash away. 'Cause we made it through, I do believe, the longest year in history. Thank God that it's Thanksgiving Day.